Hello friends, in this session I am going to discuss about the first unit of block 1 of BCOE 143, that is fundamentals of financial management. Okay, so block 1, it is about introduction to financial management, and inside this block we have the first unit, and the name of this unit, it is as you can see here on the screen, that is I will show you here given financial management and overview. So here in this unit we will discuss about the overview of financial management. Okay, so now let's start. So as you can see on your screen, the first thing that is given, financial management. Here you can see financial management equals given finance plus management. It means that financial management, it is related to the finance and manage. It means how we can manage the finance. Okay, now here you have 1.2, that is evolution of financial management. Okay, here you see evolution of financial management can be divided into three phases. Okay, so the first phase, that is the traditional phase. It is from 1900 means, to 1940, and then after we have second phase, that is transitional phase from 1940 to 1950, and the modern phase, that is 1960 to present. Okay, so one by one we will discuss about these all three phases. So the first phase, that is the traditional phase. Here it is visible, I think. Yes, so traditional phase. So what it was, the traditional phase. So this, in this phase, mainly what there was, the, you can say, the feature of this traditional phase here given, trying to procure funds through different ways and means like loans, shares, debentures, etc. Okay, so trying to means mainly in this phase it was you know the procurement of funds through different ways and means like loans, shares, debentures, etc. And it involved estimating the need of the organization and accordingly arranging for the funds, means whatever needs are there, so those needs first analyzed, and then accordingly means funds are arranged. Okay, then you have taken back. So here given involvement, so what different needs are there for the organization, so those needs of the finance are you know estimated, and then those needs are fulfilled by arranging the funds. So this traditional phase has been taken backseat as it does not involve the decision making process. Okay, traditional phase has taken the backseat. The reason is that it does not involve the decision making process. Okay, what it does not involve, it does not involve the decision making process. So that's why it has taken the backseat. Now next we move on to the second phase, that is here given a transitional phase. So what happens in the transitional phase? So here given importance was given in transitional phase, importance was given to day-to-day problems, and focus was on planning, analyzing, and controlling. So the focus here, importance was given to day-to-day problems. So what different day-to-day problems were there, those things were giving the importance, and focus was on planning, analyzing, and controlling. Okay, and that was the focus. And slowly the emphasis on decision making started. Okay, in this transitional phase only, slowly after the passage of time, slowly the emphasis on decision making also started. After this transitional phase, the next phase it emerged, means now you see from this transitional phase, the next phase that emerged, that is the modern phase, and that it started, you can say here 1962 present. It started from 1960 and continues till present. So extension of the transitional phase. What this modern phase? This is the extension of the transitional phase. The procured funds are put to optimum utilization. So whatever funds were procured, so those funds were put for optimum utilization. So optimum utilization, it was the point which differentiate the modern phase from the traditional phase. So focus on shareholders wealth maximization, and also the focus was on shareholders wealth maximization. So three phases have led to advent of two approaches. So those three phases which we discussed, that is the first traditional phase, second it is the transitional phase, and third it is the modern phase. So these three phases that's here written, these three phases led to the advent of two approaches. So what are these two approaches? So first approach, that is a traditional approach. The traditional approach particularly focuses on the procurement of funds only, that it focuses on the procurement of funds only. And the modern phase, or sorry, not modern phase, that is modern approach. And the second approach, that is modern approach, focuses on the procurement of funds along with its optimum utilization. Okay, so what happens in the modern approach? Focuses this approach focuses on procurement of funds along with its optimum utilization. So that is it. So now you got to know, so the evolution of financial management. So in summary, I can say that here you see evolution of financial management can be divided into three phases. The first is the traditional phase, in which the focus it was only to estimating the needs of the organization and arranging the funds. Okay, in the traditional phase, the emphasis changed to problems. Okay, was given importance for given to day-to-day problems, and slowly it moved to the decision making process. And the third phase, that is the modern phase. In the modern phase, the procured funds are put to the optimum utilization. Okay, so now next, these three approaches led to the advent of two. So these three phases have led to the advent of two approaches. So these two approaches are the traditional approach. So in the traditional approach, focus on the procurement of funds only. Okay, and the modern approach here given, it is it focuses modern approach focuses on the procurement of funds along with the optimum utilization of the fund. Clear? So that it was the evolution of financial management. now Now next we move on here to 1.3, that is financial management here and its function we will discuss here. So as it is visible on the screen, you can see it, financial management, that is here management decision that results in the procurement of funds with its optimum utilization. Okay, so what it is financial management? It is the management decision that results in the procurement of funds with its optimum utilization. So that is it about the financial management. So three functions of financial management here given. First it is the investment decision, second it is financing decision, third it is dividend decision. So these three decisions or you can say these three functions we will study in detail later on, but in this unit we will get some uh, point about this decision, or you can say the functions. But these three functions we will study in short, and later on we will study in detail. As you can see here, first it is given investment decision. So it is this investment decision, it is about the proper asset mix. Okay, so this is about proper asset mix. So what different assets should the firm acquire, so that kind of. So here now you see appropriate selection of assets where the investments will be done. So investment decision, it is about appropriate selection of assets. So what different assets should be selected, so about that decisions are made, and where the So whenever we have to acquire any asset, then we have to invest. So that's here given appropriate selection of assets where the investment will be done. Okay. So here given can be long-term assets and the short-term or current assets. So investment decision means about the assets, means what different assets should be acquired. So about those things we study in investment decision. Okay, or so here given so investment decision, it may be about the long term assets or it may be about the short term or the current asset. So what here long term asset given, so long term asset means yield returns over a period of time in the future. So for this long term asset, yield return over means whatever it is the outcome or the yield uh, returns over a period of time in the future. Okay, it means in case of long term assets, the returns come for a long period of time. It's after a long period of time, you can say, or during a long period of time. And in case of short term or the current asset, so here this one it is converted into cash within a year. So when we invest in the short term or the current asset, then the return it is can be, or you can say the return can be converted into cash within a year. But in case of long term asset, the return cannot be converted into cash within a year. It means it is more than a year in case of long term assets. So investment in long term asset, that is known as capital budgeting. So about capital the budgeting we will study later on. And management of short term assets, that is known as working capital management. Okay. So investment in the long term, that is the capital budgeting, so that we will study in detail later on. And the management of short term assets, that is working capital management, that also we will study later on. Now next we move on to the financing decisions. So financing decision deals with the identification of sources of finance, determining the financing mix. So it is about the financing mix. Okay, financing decision, it is about the financing mix. So what different sources of finances are there? So those things we determine in case of financing decisions. So that is also called as capital structure. Financing decision, it is also called as capital structure. That is clear. So there should be a balance between the owners funds and the outsiders funds, and long term funds and short term funds. Now you see what kind of decision we make in financing decision. So we consider here about the owners fund, means what amount should be provided by the owner, and how much funds should be taken from the outsiders, and how much the funds requirements should be fulfilled by the short-term funds, and how much fund requirements should be fulfilled by the short-term funds, and how much by the long-term funds. So these all decisions are made under financing decisions. Okay. Various combination of external and internal funds are known as leverage analysis. So the analysis means how much uh, external funds should the organization accept, and how much internal funds the organization should accept, so that it comes under the leverage analysis. Two aspects of financing decisions given. So the first aspect, that is given the capital structure theory and the capital structure decision. So here about the capital structure we will study, means theoretical concept we will get a, sorry, not visible, yes, two aspects here given. So two aspects of financing decisions given. So first it is the capital structure theory, and the second it is given the capital structure decision. So the theoretical concept we will study under capital structure theory, and then after about the decisions related to the capital structure, we will deal here in the capital structure decision. That is clear. Okay. Now, so we discussed in short about the investment decisions. Then after we studied about, or we discussed about financing decisions. Then now we move on to the dividend decisions. Okay. So dividend, what is this? A dividend decision. So dividend decision, that here in bracket written dividend policy. So here we will discuss about the dividend. So what is this dividend? Dividend is to be analyzed related to the financing decision of the firm. Okay, dividend is to be analyzed, means how much dividend should be paid to the shareholders, and how much should be retained by the organization for further investment. So those decisions are taken by the finance managers. So two options are available here. So that first given to retain the profit. So whatever profit the organization gets, so that profit can be retained. Or second here it is given also, why to retain? For further investment, so that organization can be expanded. And the second decision that is given here, to distribute the profits in the form of dividend. So what is given? To distribute the profits in the form of dividends. That is clear. So that is going to distribute the profits in the form of dividend. So how much profit should be distributed to the shareholders? So those things also come under dividend decisions. Okay. Now keeping in mind, so there we have keeping in mind the following aspects. So when we have to make dividend decisions or dividend policy, then we have to keep these points in mind. Dividend payouts ratio. So dividend payout ratio we have to keep in mind. Preference of shareholders also we have to keep in mind. Investment opportunity to the firm also we have to keep in mind. Because here for instance, investment opportunity. So what different investment opportunities are there for the firm, so that will help the organization to grow. Because if there is better opportunities for the investment, so that in the future the organization can get more profit, then the organization should retain the profits and reinvest profits, so that the organization can be expanded, and more profits can be gained in the future. Okay, so that's all for this. In the next session we will discuss about the remaining topics of this unit. So thank you all.